Now we move on. Riyad Mansour, Palestine's ambassador to the United Nations, has urged countries that have recognized Palestine to follow up their diplomatic moves with strong sanctions aimed at curbing Israel's actions in Gaza. Mansour has warned that the coming weeks could see further escalation from Israel and that the offensive may continue for a month or two before the international community intervenes. Mansour has also emphasized that the global response must reinforce the idea that Palestinians will not be displaced and that their rights must be respected, with the ultimate goal of a two-state solution becoming a reality. This comes as reportedly more than 650,000 Palestinian civilians in Gaza City have chosen to remain amid Israel's relentless bombardment and the ongoing collapse of essential supplies. Riyad Mansour, Palestine's ambassador to the United Nations, has urged countries that have recognized Palestine to follow up their diplomatic moves with strong sanctions aimed at curbing Israel's actions in Gaza. Mansour has warned that the coming weeks could see further escalation from Israel and that the offensive may continue for a month or two before the international community intervenes. Now we are joined by Vider Vicente. He's a Middle East expert, joins us live from Ireland. Thank you, Vider, for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. Vider, why do you think France is very active towards making two-state solution happen in Middle East?
Yeah, so France is a strange player. They want to take the lead in Europe now that UK is no longer part of the EU. So they want, together with Germany, to decide on behalf of the whole European Union. And they are trying to use every single opportunity to pursue that role. So I'm not sure if they have a real or concrete interest in the matter, or if they are just using for their own benefit. I suspect is the latter. The other thing that I gather that the French government has as something that is really a benefit for themselves is to distract from the mayhem, chaos that is taking place in French streets. We all know that France is struggling to keep peace and quiet between their citizens. There is a real Islamic threat happening in many of the French cities, and the governments are very good at coming up with strategies of distraction that the citizens don't look after their own affairs, but they will be diverted by what's going on in other parts of the world. So I have a feeling that Macron is utilizing the Middle East war to as a mechanism to blind the French citizens for their own issues. And that's the reason why they are so vocal about it. I don't think it's something they do from heart. I don't think they really care about Palestinians. It's sad to see that the Palestinians at this point don't have much support, which also includes the Palestinian Authority, who claims to be on their side when they are just using them for their own political benefit. So I think France, it's a strange player, and I wouldn't really rely on their intentions, because I think they are just taking this opportunity as a strategy to set aside the issues they have in their own territory.
So you're saying that France is using this to kind of, maybe Macron is using this to leverage his popularity there. Since you're in Ireland, I would like to also ask, even in Ireland, there's a very huge population which is known to be pro two-state solution or pro-Palestine. So how is Ireland government seeing this? Is Ireland government recognizing Palestine as well?
Yeah, they are one of the most supportive governments of the so-called Palestinian cause. Again, I think they also use this issue as a method to divert the Irish citizens and the Irish residents to forget about the problems that we face here on a daily basis. And the reason why this phenomenon is so popular is that there have been a massive brainwashing to link the Irish cause to the Palestinian, which doesn't make any sense. If you look at the history, there is no common ground between the two. Of course, this narrative of oppression and is very trendy these days because more and more Marxist narratives are being propagated in schools, in academia, in the press, and we are all told that we need to be on the victim side. But the victim side, perhaps the Palestinians, they are the Palestinian population, but I wouldn't say that the Israelis are the aggressors. If you look at how Palestinian people are treated by Hamas and by the Arab nations around, you will doubt what allies they have in the Middle East. Not many, and as a matter of fact, there are many Palestinians who, if they can, they will cross the border and find exile in Israel, and not the other way around. But just going back to your question, to the Irish affair with Palestine, I think it's not that different from the French. And I would also add that the Irish are now trying to take advantage from the fact that the British are not around to be the English-speaking voice for some global affairs in Europe. And I don't think they are doing that with dignity.
And since you've mentioned that how European countries are also divided in recognizing Palestine, so how might this diplomatic rift affect the broader EU role in advancing or hindering a two-state solution?
Yeah, there is a massive division. I think we are more and more similar to the States, where there are two teams or two tribes perceiving the road from a different angle, and Israel-Palestine is not exception to this split. Indeed, Europe cannot put their act together around it. There are some outliers who keep resisting, the likes of Hungary, Slovakia, and a couple of Central Eastern European countries. And that's a sign that there is some democracy, although those countries, for sitting on the other side of the table, they receive plenty of pressure because the EU wants to more and more act as a bloc and do not allow room for diversion. So it will be interesting to see if the EU will come up as a single voice, if they'll manage. I'll be very skeptical if that's the case because each country had their own trajectory and their own struggles and obstacles. So it won't be easy to treat this continent as one because we are all diverse, and that's the beauty of it.
Right. Thank you very much, Vicente, for joining us today and sharing that insight throughout our news. Now we move on and we stay in Middle East. Lebanon